I know we have kind of a mix of people in the program. Some are experienced, some are pretty new. But for the newer people, what do you feel like are some of the biggest needle movers that you've seen in the space for setters to ramp the quickest?
Yeah. I think for me, it's proactive communication and like actually treating the role as if it's your own business. It's like acting as if that you've actually paid for all of the leads is definitely one experience of it. It's like you're looking at every part of your role to like how can I understand and improve these certain metrics? How can I collaborate with the team members? How can I fit in with the culture? All of those things are really important. As much as yes, there's sales training and getting better at setter skills, I think that's sometimes overemphasized. A setter with like really high amount of volume, activity, collaborating with the top performers who already have their processes in place, that will negate a lot of the lower skill, especially in that first like 60 to 90 day ramp up. Because growing sales skills, like as much as it's an important thing to focus on, it's something that it does take time. There's always that natural curve because there's foundations, principles, just sometimes even getting on the phones, getting kicked in the face kind of helps you to get better at sales, right? So it's one of those things that I find that as far as needle moving things, it's like what you're focusing on and where you're investing your time. And yeah, it's just being around the top performers is going to be like the biggest thing. And just actually treating your role like, right, what can I improve? What are the controllable things that I know can get better? And how can I get around the people that can invest time in me by me getting the kind of results that they're getting? So that's what I'd focus on with new people, especially if they come into an offer. But would you also be referring to new people who like don't have an offer and how they can like quickly get, to higher ground in the space? Would that be another question you'd have or?
Yeah, that would be another aspect of it. Yeah, because there's, someone who just got to an offer and is kind of ramping. But
Yeah.
yeah, someone who hasn't even been on an offer yet.
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I'll cover that. There was just another thing I was thinking of as well, because I've actually hired a setter recently, and rather than just sometimes doing the activities and getting in the experience, he's done like 3 hours of like training and role plays. And I'm like, mate, just get your head kicked in and just start dialing. Like it's the whole type of speech at the end, right? So there is an element of just like willingness to get your head kicked in really early days and being relentless. So there is that as well. But yeah, for anybody that's new to the space, doesn't have an offer, has no idea how to navigate the space, and like I'd say that the best thing to focus on is offer selection and networking with people who are on those really, really good offers. Now, marketing will always tell you that you need great set of skills. You'll never have to worry about money in your life. But the reality is, when you're so great at sales and your offer tanks, marketing's not great, leadership crumbles, setters start to drop here, there, and everywhere, and then all of a sudden you're scrambling for an offer with no reputation, right? All the people that know you is basically within your offer that's left. Like you're left with only a select amount of offers that you have to go to, and then you don't really have the advantage of choice when it comes to finding something. So offer selection, I think, is the really the biggest thing. Making sure that you know how to look at an offer that's actually very, very good, offers that are bad, and being able to connect with those people who have access to the best offers,
Yeah.
right? And oftentimes it's actually so easy to connect with high level people. The reason why is because they have more problems than the average person. It's like what they say, more money, more problems, right? People that are doing well, they have problems in so many areas of their lives. Like if you can help solve like a mini problem, whether that's creating a tracking sheet to help them manage multiple offers, like, hey, I actually made this for you. I don't know if this is useful. I'm sure you've already got something in place, but I just figured it might be helpful for you because you seem like a busy guy. Like even just making something for someone like that, like who actually does that in a DM? Most people are like, oh, I actually need a job. Like, can you help me find like an appointment setting opportunity? It's like everyone does that. And then you're coming to someone because you expect that they're going to give something back just because you've asked. And that just comes from a place of just, more yourself and you're not actually giving to that other person without any expectation of receiving. If you network that way, that's going to help you massively get in the door of different offers.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's why I would say for a new person specifically, and I'll give an example of someone that was at my retreat recently. This guy called, he was totally new to the space. He was going for like a forex trading offer. I think it was at about 1 million a month at the time. It's a hell of an offer in the space. He's been there for about a year and 3 months now, to my understanding. And the way that he got the offer is this guy called, some of you already know, he runs a sales dojo community. He's really, really good guy, dialed in, manages multiple offers, and he messaged and said, hey, I actually built you a KPI tracking sheet for your setting team. so that you can figure out levers that you can pull to help improve team stats. He is really dialed in, has systems and processes, but just because he thought of doing that, he immediately got an interview with him. Actually did a terrible job on the role play, so it wasn't even a good interview. But was like, you sent me that sheet. I can tell you really care and want to win. I'll hire you. So he actually botched the interview. And it goes to show if that initial approach of just giving and solving many problems for influential people will send you a long way in the space. And that's what's helped me. Like for me, yes, I do my prospecting messages to bring on clients and it's a lot more direct, but I also have times where I'm just like, in the day, I want to figure out how many connection messages can I make to help business owners solve problems. And that
Mhm.
will automatically bring me clients sometimes that want to help with recruitment, system setup, building teams. And when you do that for one person, people talk in this space as well, right? Because this space is actually very, very small. Sometimes it can seem big, but like, when you've got that quote that people say, you're 7 connections away from like the most famous or like most rich person. In this space, you're literally one or two, right? So you think of like Ty Lopez, guy's been here ages. You're probably about 1 connection away from him, quite honestly, And so when people talk like that in the space and it's that small, the impact ripples very, very quickly. And all of a sudden, you then get a reputation, which is what I've been focused on building for the last 2.5, 3 years now.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's my really long answer. I hope that's somewhat helpful. You get used to a lot of long answers here with what I do.
No, 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 man. It was super helpful. And that's, I mean, in short, just like pouring into others with no expectations, they'll be more willing to pour into you in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing with networking as well. Never go into network just so that you can think that tomorrow you'll get an interview. Sometimes just say hi, give a compliment, support their brand or whatever they're trying to build. Even try and get them a customer if you can, like refer them a potential client. And yeah, they're
Yeah,
like
or
eventually
buy
lead.
like their low ticket offer, right?
Yeah, buy the low ticket offer, get into their community, subscribe to their email list, refer other people to their email list. Like anything you can do that just helps their business grow that little bit more or solve their extra problem. It might not get you something today, but most likely when you're doing these kind of things, you're stacking IOUs. And I don't know if you guys believe in God or the universe, but when you kind of do that anyway, you'll get efforts come in from other areas and you'll start to get inbound opportunities anyways. So it's like what you're putting out there immediately will give something in different ways as well. And even if it doesn't, just trust the process and keep giving and giving and have that principle and that foundation work with you for as long as you can in this space. That'll keep you here for a very long time. I feel people that go very quickly are the ones that always expect they'll get something for very, very minimal effort. So, yeah.
Yeah.